Today we're heading out to Greeley, to Greeleyfas. We're gonna be painting the barbershop. I've already painted something in there, so this will be the second painting in that barbershop. That's a long drive. It's about an hour and like 10 minutes. I'm gonna stop, get some breakfast, get some coffee, get caffeined up, and should get to work. Same process. I'll try to use my airbrush a lot more. I think on this last one, this extreme unlimited, I got the hang of it more. It's definitely taking me longer, just because I don't know, the mixtures and the settings and the compressor. I got an old ass compressor that I bought from somebody for like 20 bucks. So it runs kind of shitty. I mean, at least I think it runs kind of shitty. It doesn't slow me down or nothing, but it's like constantly turning on and running and having to put the pressure back up, even though I sealed all the leaks on it. I think eventually I want to buy like a real nice compressor, something that's like quiet and not fucking super loud. Like, this thing is so loud that when I have my headphones in, I can't even hear the music because it's just fucking, you know what I mean? Especially like if I'm indoors, bro, that shit is so loud. I literally have to like put it outside and run the hose inside. The hose that I have is pretty long, luckily. But yeah, I seen one at Harbor Freights. That was a really nice one. But we'll see how it goes. Oh yeah, one thing that I learned is, so the compressor, I just turn it all the way up. I think it goes to like 150 psi, right? But on the airbrush gun, there's a regulator, and I think my first airbrush gun messed up because I had the pressure all the way up, so it was blasting air through it, which was why it was like splattering. So I had to like control the nozzle, but I don't know, it was a headache. So now I have the pressure control on the airbrush gun. So the airbrush guns are rated to a certain amount of pressure. Like the ones that I was using yesterday, they're both about 40. One says 45-50, the other says 40-45. So I set both of them right under 45. So when you're spraying, only 45 psi is running through it. So you regulate it, and it was spraying smooth, super smooth. And then the dilution ratio is 20%. Yeah, so I figured that out too, and that gives you the perfect consistency. I've been using just nothing special, regular paint, like interior latex paint. It worked great, you know. Like, so one thing that happened yesterday, when you spray paint with black spray paint, you could see, so the two hardest colors are white, right? Because there's so much overspray. If you spray white with the spray can, there's always a lot of overspray, and you have to clean that up. The black, anytime you fill something in, you can see every stroke, right? I mean, one way to fix that is to use like a fat cap or like a chisel tip and get more coverage on the area. But I don't know, even then, like especially when the sun hits it, you can see every pattern, you know. So yesterday I did a final touch. I did my black, I added black to my airbrush gun and just filled everything in, and they gave it a super, shit is so loud. Sorry about all the noise, but yeah, that thing just kept getting louder and louder. Basically what I was trying to explain is I gave it a coat with the airbrush with the latex paint, and they made it look super uniform. You couldn't see any streaks, any discrepancies. Everything looked uniform and looked really good. But yeah, it's basically what I'm ranting about here. All right, here we go. Got the projector out. Didn't feel like using the Oculus today, so switched it up. This is what I painted last time. No Monopoly Man. Make sure you're covering all your bases. Let's go. Alright, so this is going to be my process. I'm going to trace it. I'm going to lay my foundation. So I'm going to paint all this white. All this, that gray tone. Once I get that filled in, I'm going to come back, project it again. And then I'm gonna come in and lay out all the black over that. And kind of just paint the black over it. Instead of trying to do all the details. One solid color. And then come back and do the line work. Alright, here we go. Nice and simple. So I think this is a gap here. So I won't paint that. Gap here. Oh, I think this is a gap here. And I think that's it. Alright. Oh no, actually some more. So this is a gap. I think that's a gap. If not, I'll paint over it. This is her leg. Okay, so that's a gap. Bam. Alright, so I came prepared this time. I've already got my paint pre-mixed and ready. So, let's get it. So I'm going to do my base coat. Ooh, turn it down a little bit. Make sure my PSI is right. So this is the regulator. Like I can make it go higher, lower, but it's rated at 45. Max inlet pressure 45 psi. So you got to regulate it to make sure you're at 45. And I can crank up, so this gives me a wider spray, but I'm trying to keep the overspray down, so another cool thing is I could switch the position. So I was spraying this way, right, like that. Now I'm going to switch it to this way. Alright, I'm spraying this way. I could usually switch it. Just got tight. Let's switch it this way. Alright, so we got our base. I just filled everything in. I left my projector in this exact same place, so once I turned it on, I didn't have to move anything. So then I just trace over. Now I'm just gonna, instead of using paint, I just got my black paint and I'm just gonna brush it all in. Once I get it all filled in, I'm gonna take the wall color and I'm gonna clean all the edges up. And then there's a font here. I'm gonna save that for the end. It was a little blurry, so I'm gonna put the projector right here and make it crispy, and then trace it. And I've got my red. So the red font's gonna go right there. Alright, so the final result. I will say the paintbrush, like paintbrushing stuff in, is a lot of work compared to like spray paint. But it's indoors, you know, they got a lot of expensive equipment in there, so I don't want to spray, or because if not, I got to mask and vent and do so much extra work. But it's also nice, you know, like a nice little change from spray painting. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it. Peace, on to the next one.